What is going on, friends? Back on that grind today. Got Zelda here. Meow. Yep. There she is. As comfortable as always. So we got new walls today. Gonna be checking that out. Actually just got them a moment ago. So I'm excited to check those out. Basically it's gonna be like a slime mound where you know, these ones here that we just hooked up last week are like rock walls with slime on them. This is gonna be just a complete giant mound of slime. So we're gonna work on that. I've already started importing some of the textures and organizing and all that, but we're gonna have a lot of fun just pretty much trying out different, you know, just trying them out for in the first place and then trying out different variations of them. And you know, then we got to plan out what the next set of walls are gonna be. And we also got new assets for like detail, like little detail stuff. Actually, do I have the? Yeah, here we go. I already got it open. So we got these little things to put into the zone. Just some variety textures, good stuff. And Zelda is already demanding attention. Absolutely demanding attention. Hello, Zelda. All right. But yeah, we're gonna hook these up maybe tonight. It depends on how far we get with the walls and how that goes. There's you know, different ways this can go tonight. Well, we'll see. Depends on how far. Let's see. Can we do yeah, we're gonna do music today. Since we're not gonna be actually like playing the game too much, not gonna need the music going. Gonna have some background music. So yeah, not gonna need the check the levels on that quick. Not gonna need the, yeah, that's good. Okay. Let me go up just a tiny bit. Zelda, it's okay. It is very warm in New York. Abnormally warm in New York the last couple days. We've been like between 90 and 100 degrees. I am sweating in my office right now. All right, cool. So last week, I sort of set up a system that will let us just drag and drop new models in, since these are just going to be being made in parallel to everything else that I'm doing. I wanted just to set it up so I can just drag and drop and everything's all good. So we have this config file here with the material, so I'll drag that in there. I made a copy of that just a moment ago. We also have all of the different layers, texture layers here, which I already assigned into the material. Now I haven't done the secondary on that one yet. I just want to see how it's going to look as it is. Let's see what else we got. We have I usually do a duplicate. I usually do two different materials because just the way that the light lays on the rock walls in the front, like specifically these guys here and these guys back here, you can even kind of see they're a little different, how like the angle of like light normally is, how they're a little different. So I modify their normals just a little bit to raise the light up and move them a little bit above them, so that like a flower that's in front of them, because the front wall is just so steep, the light doesn't really lay on it very well. So I kind of just tweak the normal just a little bit on those. Let's see, what do I normally do for that too? It looks like view space. Okay, that one's already on, and this one we can uncheck fixed normals. Okay, so that should be fine. All right, so now we're just going to drag in these shaders into this config file that I put together. And so I have it so that there is a default material that all of the meshes use, and then I have like these override materials for like special walls. So the front walls have the override material. Now all we really need to do is drag in the models. So I have the models in this common folder up here, just because I see there's potential to use these in other biomes. That's specifically right now for the Klug biome, but the last walls, they look pretty good in the others with just some color tweaking. So we're gonna continue to see how that goes. So I'm just putting these models into like a common place where if I need them for anything, one-offs or another biome, I can kind of just grab them. Let's see. So I think that's it. Front mesh front, back mesh back, side front. Nope, I dragged the wrong one in there. Side front, here we go. Side front, side back, side back. Okay, cool. So now all we really need to do is make the global config aware of this slime mound. So we're just gonna say it's a Klug wall for now. I'm just gonna add a new one onto here and drag this new one in. So you can see I already added 6 different types of walls for just this type here. And then we want to go into our zone, basically our level, and enable which wall gets used. So as I open the Klug here, you can see it already recognizes that there's a new wall in there. All the others are checked and this one isn't checked. I'm actually going to uncheck all the others and then check this one because it's kind of a random thing. But also I have this button here that says P on it. That's for preview. So if I press this, this is the moment of truth right here. Is it just gonna work out of the box or have I screwed something up majorly? Let's 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Beautiful. Okay, so that's working. Definitely a little, definitely have the emissive layer way too high on this. I cranked it from what it was. Let me see. I shouldn't have done that. I think I had it at like 20 before. Okay, there we go. Or like 10. So we're still gonna like tweak this a little bit. Might even like with the last walls I had to be very cautious about the emissive layer. I'm just actually gonna disable it right now just for now. All right, there's still some like really bright stuff going on. Actually, I'm just gonna play. And then we can tweak the material during play mode. Cool. Now I don't have many lights in this. This is just my test level, so I'm actually going to create those and just drop them around. So I just added one there. Just gonna drop them around the level randomly just for some variety in brightness. Okay, so right now there's like some, basically looks like heavy bloom going on with them. I like the look of the I like the shape of the slime mound though. So I think we just gotta play with the material now to get them to look even. Let's see. Do I have the AO2 map plugged in? I don't think so. That's a good point. So I think those go into the secondary. Is that stand for albedo too? Go free aspect. Let's hide the UI. Yeah, what's good? Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Why are they purple? They should be green. I think the models are green. Goes into occlusion. Oh, okay. Do I have occlusion on this shader? I don't. I don't have it on this shader. We can change to a different shader. It's not related to diffuse, is it? Okay, let's switch to the basic material for now. I was going back and forth between. Oh, there we go. I was using an alternate one before that was getting a good effect, but we've got an occlusion layer this time, which I don't think is doing anything right now. Okay, so emission. Either way, this is looking better now. Yep. Yep, occlusion is hooked up now. Smoothness. Okay, there we go. Occlusion, crank that. Color. Okay. There's variety on here. Cool. Oh, you know, actually, I do remember now why I was using the other shaders, because the other shader had base hue modifying attached. Oh, duh, that's why it wasn't looking right, because of the hue is. I'm actually kind of curious to go back and like give that a try. Did I have hue? I did. That was what was going on. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it is about the same though. Either way. Let's see. I like it though. Okay, let's go back to the regular standard. Try. Okay, so the thing about the occlusion is when I plug in the occlusion, doesn't change much. Because I'm moving the occlusion slider up and down between 0 and 1, and it is not making a difference, interestingly enough. It's looking good, but I think I also know metallic alpha with a black map. But That's because as a map is plugged into occlusion. Yeah, I usually have, so for the metallic, should I be doing metallic alpha or albedo alpha? Looks like they kind of are the same. Okay. Oh, interesting. See, normally, well, I don't know because no, I don't think that's true. When the slider is not there unless there is a texture in the occlusion, and generally how it works is that that slider is like how much of that texture is being used. Like for like the metallic, you know, we have a slider for that, which I usually keep on the high end just to add like a little tiny bit, because otherwise it gets like abnormally shiny compared to like the rest of the textures. And then normal map I usually just put at 1. That's good. Emission I have turned on right now, but if I toggle it, it's not too much. And honestly, like it's actually I'm gonna try something else real quick, because I might just be able to so like this one here has like different settings where I can tweak, because it doesn't look like the brightness of it isn't being controlled by the emission, because I have the emission pretty low, and even if I have the emission off, it's still giving like the ultra bloom look on the corners there. But with this shader that I was using for the other, I have more control over like the brightness. Yeah, the bloom glow. Like I think right here it's starting to look more even with the rest of the the zone. Now I'm gonna be having I'm gonna be getting newer tile maps for this really soon, so it's hard to really say what the shade of green will be. But that's another thing that this shader really offers me, is I can do small tweaks to the hue if I need to. Yeah, no, I like especially since that's like kind of how it's normally meant to be. Yeah, let's see. Can I use preview? Yeah, so like here's the regular walls. I have green, purple. This is the purple without. This is the purple without the slime. Here's the green without the slime. Here's dim slime purple. Green slime, dim green slime. Then the brighter purple and the brighter green. And then, oops, what did I just do? Let's see, so for the Gorg, I actually made some blue walls here too. That look pretty good. They, you know, match everything pretty well. And then, actually, wait, hold on. Let me get to another scene where this is gonna be, it's just gonna look better. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty much the intention there. The whole zone has a vignette on it pretty much. That's just how it always is. I'm just gonna start the game from like the play test point. All right, this is the zone I wanted. So like this looks great. I love the look of this. The contrast in the colors. All right, I'm gonna shut those guys off because they're gonna be annoying. Goodbye. All right, this looks great right here. Let's shuffle a little bit. Okay, so this is the green without slime. I actually think it looks better with the slime in this level. Yep. Let's shuffle. Oh, you know what? Oh, nope, there's the purple. Oh, I went past it. Look at the Gorg. Yeah, I love how the blue Gorg looks. Or no, this is the purple. That looks great here. And then I do have a blue. Oh, there it was. The blue looks great too. That's the blue without, I think I did without slime on all of these. Just because the slime part was like still like coming off as purplish, so might need to go into the textures. The Devile I love because I got some like dark walls in here, but there's one where I made it. Oh, this one, I love this one. Now, I'm gonna have to like tweak the red to match the red of the zone a little more, just because it's a little too saturated here. But like, I think that looks rad. And this is one where I did keep the slime because the colors happened to work out well. Yep, and then yellow ones looks great. I think I have a green. Yep. Also, this is like a red sign can also be slightly brighter, but looks great. Yeah. These were just kind of just things I just came up with in the moment. That shader I was using, it just lets me do whatever with the hue, saturation, and brightness. So I was able to like create really good looking walls for all the biomes as placeholders, but also just like, this looks good just to always have it in there for variety. But yeah. So now that that looks, I love the look of this scene right here. Oops, blew up that thing. Spawn it. Oh, doesn't come back. There we go. Let's see. Now let's go into the zone and let's turn on the new walls. Boom. Okay. So I think before I was tweaking. Where was that? Here we go. It would almost be good to have like maybe a roughness texture on it, like the other walls you had. Because I actually ended up liking how that came out when you had the roughness texture. I ended up putting in secondary albedo, and like using the slider, I was able to kind of like put I was able to, well, I don't know if I'll find the material, but I was able to basically put a slider to make it how much I wanted on it, and it ended up adding like another depth to it that made it look really good. That's what the metallic map is meant for in the roughness. So with the metallic, I have see how it looks shiny and slimy. Yeah. Still plugged into there. Okay. So the metallic, let's see. I know I had it somewhere in here. There it is. So yeah, oh, I see. So like there is a point here where it does make it more dull, but then also more shiny. But I don't know if that really like matches the rest of the style though. On the right. Okay. Yeah, the smoothness slider is what I was playing with. So on the other wall, I had it just under 1. So there was like a tiny bit of reflection in it. Cause it's weird how it works. If it's all the way 1, then it just disappears. And then if I take it just a little, then like we get a little bit of like reflection that comes in, and the more I go down, the more like overpowering it gets. Like and it's weird because in the middle it starts to get like this dull haze while it's still like I don't know, it's strange. But then I go down and then that disappears again, where it's like 1 and 0 aren't that much different, but like 1 has like a deeper, but if I take it just below that, I get like, I don't know, for the other ones, to me it was like the best of both worlds, where you get the deep color, but you also get a little bit of like, you know, reflection on it to look slimy. Yeah, I don't think there's a huge difference between the shaders. I think this one just has a little extra stuff on it for me to play with the hue and the saturation, the brightness, because like I think the brightness, like right where? You're and there's rim lighting, which is an interesting effect. It's actually kind of cool. I actually like that. I don't think outline works on this one. Yeah, I think the spectral lights are like pretty good right now. It's like just barely. I think I had 9.8 on it before, which is like enough to know that there is like a little bit of reflection as you move around, but yeah, not enough to distract. I think the only thing is like really balancing out the the like the brightness and the saturation in the color here. Oh, that's cool. Right there. Purple looks nice. Though I think the only thing I really love this look. I think maybe the only thing that I'm like thinking is like maybe to have like some sort of like more texturized surface, like just to like give it a little bit of I don't know, like roughness, because it does seem to like at the moment I feel like the smoothness of it is clashing a little bit with the textures around it. I don't know, what are you thinking? Does the bloom and glow effect bring that rim lighting out further? Actually, so the rim lighting is something that I have a slider for specifically. So I can do all sorts of stuff with that. I can make it really powerful or I can make it really small where it's just a little bit. But yeah, this is looking really good though. I don't see, and you know, in terms of like the textures and everything, the texture looks great. Like I don't see any holes or any oddities. Everything is looking great. The only thing that I'm thinking is that stuff that I was just saying. Otherwise, I really love these. I think these are great. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I have to do a little so if this is going to cause some problems, but we'll okay, so now everything is duplicated. Let's refresh. All right. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you can see how on these ones I had like that, just a little bit of reflection. You know what? You know what it is? Can we get like a texture that makes it kind of blotchy in the same way? Because like, I think that like, I really, you know, like this has the, you know what, I think that's what it is. I think it's like just the variation in the color. Whereas this is really just one color, right? And it looks really cool, but like, I think that if we're able to get, yeah, cause it's like, think of like the slime where like some of it's kind of hardened, some of it's still kind of like, you know, like runny and fresh. And, you know, can we get something that's kind of like, you know, like this rock here where, you know, there's some dark spots, there's some light spots. This definitely looks better here, the hybrid, but just for the ones where they're alone, it would be good to get like a little bit of like variation, like just in the roughness and texture of it. I think the shape of them is like perfect, and I do like everything else about it a lot, and I love that this effect is definitely very cool. I don't think it'll be too hard to set something up like this, especially since I have this config file here for the walls. I can do like a secondary one where I can overlay them. Sorry, I haven't caught up on what you said. It doesn't need to have a collision box. They all have the same collision box. Everything is completely the same. And that's why I have that template, because we know that that template I sent you is basically the collision box. So it's always safe to know that, like, if I walk into the wall, I'm always just in front of it. I'm never clipping through it. Let's see. Color adjustments to make them go together. Yeah, I mean, I can do all that stuff really easy. The hardness of the rocks and soft spots was defined by the variation in complexity of the high res, whereas the high res in the slime was pretty simple to make, but I could still look into it. The concern is that the contrast is a good thing simply because you can tell what is slime and what is not, but if you integrate something similar, you won't be able to tell what is slime and what is not. But that's of course speculation. Yeah, I mean, I think I'd still like to just try and see how it looks, because I think so okay, here's another way to put it. They look very 3D model-y, right? And like there's nothing in the game that's 3D model except for the walls, and like right now I think maybe it's just because it's emphasizing its 3D-ness. I don't know, it's hard to say, but I think I'm willing to, like, I would like to try to see what, like, can you go to the left? I would like to see how it ends up being. Let's well, I'll let you look at what you are trying to look at. I gotta fix the camera layering here. That actually might be, I wonder why this is happening. I know why it's happening, but is it because that this mound of slime extrudes past the template? Yeah, that one actually might be a little too far out. So I have some camera layering tricks that I'm doing. See the corner? Okay, here it is. Do you see the corner? Yeah, this corner here. You make it more complex like the other textures. That is, of course, my speculation. Actually, more than happy to go ahead and revise the texture to have a world of variety. Honestly, honest to God, I could be wrong, and this might even be cooler. I do believe experimenting big time. I want to show you what I'm saying, because I can definitely see what you're saying, that it could use a little more detail. So we can definitely try it that way. And so, yeah, exactly. And I think what's nice about this is I'll show you what I mean. The thing about having a roughness texture is we don't need to apply it 100%. And that's exactly, so like the roughness texture that you sent me for these walls, I actually have like very, very little influence on that texture, but it is just enough to really add like a little bit more depth to it that I thought made everything just come together really well. So let me show you real quick. I'm gonna disable the slime walls, and let's get the and then I'm gonna oops, that's weird. Let's get the purple ones. Okay, yeah. Let's go to somewhere. Let's get rid of the trees. They're just in the way. Okay. All right, so let me get the material. So this secondary albedo, I only have at 0.01 because a lot goes a long way. So if I crank this up, you can see how it just completely overrides it, right? Because it's really just, so like this is 0. And if I go 0.1, it's like a lot, right? If I go 0.01, it's good. So like just a little bit was enough to like really kind of just add a little bit more depth to it. So I'm thinking of like something like that where there is just a little, well, there's a couple things here. I guess we're talking about a couple different things because this is more of like a roughness, which I think, you know, added some, you know, just a little bit was good enough for it. I can do it with the slime if I have if I had this, you provided me a roughness texture before. I did not get a roughness texture this time. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. There's two things I'm talking about here, I guess. There is the roughness where I'm adding like a little bit of like a overlay texture just to like bring out some of that like this different detail. But there's also what I was saying about like just a little bit different shading in the texture as well, and I'd like to try that out a little bit too. And I mean they could be the same texture too, where I just kind of overlay them and just specify how much the secondary sits on top. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Plug the AO2. Okay, you know, I tried that before and it kind of just washed it out. But yeah, let me put everything back to the way it was. Let's turn the slime ones back on. Let's turn the regular ones off. So it's just that. And let's go to the here. Okay. So let's plug that one in there. Okay, actually no, maybe it does help a little bit. Just a little. It's not doing much until I really crank it. It's maybe if it was, honestly, I wonder if we colored it. So is there a secondary? I don't think this shader supports it, because the thing is it's a white texture, right? I wonder if it was like a darker purple or something, if it would actually bring in like some different, yeah, it'd probably look better because right now it's just white. But it does give that, it brings out that color in different places. So if we made a roughness that was like a dark purple or something like that, it actually might create the effect. How can I do this on the fly? I don't know if there's a way. Yeah. What does it look like emissive since it's also highly contrasting A2 and roughness. Emissive map into secondary albedo. Oh. Okay. So the emissive layer into secondary. Oh, yeah. Good thinking. Oh, yeah, there it is. I actually think it ends up kind of drowning it out. Or it like, I don't know. Let me. I have like so many different things going on where I don't know if. Let's bring the brightness back up a little bit. And let's now give the. Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I'm not sure. Might need to be inverted. Oh, you know what? That could be it too, because it seems like it was adding like. I don't know. If it's super cranked, it's kind of like a. It's adding shadow. It feels like it's adding shadow to it rather than like color. Oops, wrong one. I can also just do a quick coloring of this as well. We already. Okay, yeah, that works too. I don't know how well Unity is going to keep up with me continually modifying the project while it's in play mode, but we'll go until as long as we can. Well, let's see if this works. Oh, because it's yeah, that's the other thing. I have the hue changed right now to purple where it's originally green. That's strange because the texture you sent is purple and it's coming out as green. I probably shouldn't be hue modifying this until like the very end. Oh, because you said it was purple and I had the hue modifying on it, it turned it green because it inverted. Oh my, yeah, I don't know. Probably should be yeah, that doesn't work either because it ends up creating white, but that could be because of the different color. Let's just try green for now because it's the natural one. And then we can modify things after. I'm kind of just curious if I do like a oh no, this won't work. Oh, it won't work because why won't this work? Because it makes it, oh, it's not what I'm thinking. It's not doing what I'm thinking it's gonna do. Emissive map was, yeah. And it gave you white. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. All right, yeah, good thinking. Yeah, it's doing the same thing that it was doing before, because before they needed to be the same color because the hue was being applied to both, whereas when one turned purple and the other turned green, it started doing weird things. Yeah, it's kind of doing the same thing it did before, which I don't know if I like that look there, because it looks like it's adding shadow rather than variation to the texture. Yeah, I think yeah. That is caused by... Oh. And try it again and then remove the... Oh, well, I wasn't using the AO2 at that point. I only had the emissive layer in to a secondary albedo. The shader I'm using right now doesn't have the occlusion layer exposed. I don't know if that's something I can add or what, but when I was trying the occlusion layer before, it wasn't really making too much of a difference though. It was very, very subtle change. Remember, I was moving the slider and just like nothing was really happening. And even when I drag it in or delete it, it wasn't really changing either. Okay, cool, thank you. You know, I was just remembering too, the emission layer I have to be very careful about using as well, because it actually ignores lighting in the scene. So there was like certain like very dark scenes that I have where if I have too much emission on the wall, it actually just looks like the walls are just cutting right through the darkness, which is like another reason I have to have emission layers or the emission kind of low. That's what I'm talking about right there. Where I mean, and I do that with certain things, and that's fine. I do that with the path here, as you can see, where I use the unlit layer like strategically in scenes. So like right here, I think that's like a pretty good emissive because it's kind of like glowing out through the darkness a little bit, but like having too much of it can like if I crank it. Actually, that looks kind of cool under certain circumstances. That would actually work for sure. That would actually look rad. But there's also like if I want them to be like real, well, like so like this is nothing. Like I can like just give it a tiny bit and it like starts to come out. I'm gonna grab water real quick. 1 second. I'm back. Okay, so this is ambient occlusion, but it's just green instead of white. Okay, great. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let me turn lights back on. Boop. All right. I think the shaders are a little. I did something with them. I don't know what I did. Well, let me just look real quick. I think. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right. The one you just gave me is base. Oh man, I've lost it. I'm gonna put it in that folder just to differentiate. Okay, going in. That's doing the same thing. I guess it's because it's a multiply, and it's. So what is the roughness texture that you gave me before look like? Yeah, see, I don't know, because it's like it almost. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so either way though, I think I still would like to try just a more like, I guess the word for it would be like hand painted type texture, just to see what that would look like. Okay, cool. I'll try this one too. Just to see what that would look like as well. And then like we can figure out like maybe a balance, or maybe I don't use it at all, or maybe I do use it, or you know what I mean? Like I just I really just want to try out some different things, because I think we're close here, but there is just something that's like kind of clashing for me still a little bit. Yeah, and that did the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. And that's why I'm thinking maybe it's more of like, it's not like a color thing, but it's like a texture thing where there's just like some sort of overlay detail texture. And I think for slime, like the only thing that really works with that is like the like variation in color, because I think like detail as in like cracks or like rough spots don't really translate as well when it's like a mound of slime. But I would like to try to lean into what I was saying before, where yes, this is a big mound of slime, but maybe some parts of it are a little hardened, some are more fresh. And like try to like encapsulate that into more of a hand painted like texture to see if we can bridge the gap between the 2D textures, and that's why I think the other walls, they actually, you know, there's the other walls I think do a really good job of bridging that gap, specifically because of that, because you know, we have this 2.5D game where it's all hand painted textures, upright and everything. And so when I went with 3D walls, there was like this, you know, my artist was like kind of hesitant about me doing it because he's like, you know, it's gonna look like it's like it's gonna clash with the flat textures. And he was right to a certain, and he was right. Whereas I feel like, you know, these walls that you made here, they're 3D, but they're textured in the same way as the rest of everything else is. I understand what you're saying. It kind of has a hand-painted texture look, just nowhere near as much as the wall, right? I can definitely look into it and put some time. There are just some quick experiments to see if anything else can fix, or any lighting and bottle can be caught. Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Stream froze. Oh. Hey. Yeah, no, it was definitely just the ad. That's interesting that you got an ad now. It says I shouldn't have an ad for another 4 minutes, but oh, whatever. But yeah, so I mean, I just read out what you were saying last, and all right, cool. Thank you. But yeah, no, I think that, I agree with what you were saying before. I was reading it out before. Yeah, there's definitely lots of things to try. I really love what we've got so far, though. So I mean, are there anything else that you want me to try first, before we go off and try other different texture type stuff? Also, there's this right here, and it might be, so normally, like, I have that template, so nothing ever clips through, because I have like a lot of magic trick type stuff happening, where the walls are actually on different layers than everything else in the scene, so that this fog will lay on top of them. And I can't have the fog, and that needs to happen because if the fog is able to be applied to other things, it doesn't like set right. It's just like a whole thing. Yeah, this part right here might be might be past the template point. That, or I just need to push the wall back. That could be it too. Yeah, everywhere else on it is fine though. Yeah, it's just that little hump. Yeah, and these are all good. These are all good, yeah. Ah, it's great. I love it. See how the slime looks on the rock walls when it's the same color. It works too. You look better though. Do I have some? Oh yeah, like it's the green. Where's the green reflection coming from? Oh, that's the emission. I guess the emission doesn't change colors unless I change the color. There we go. Oh yeah, no, I don't expect you to do this today, man. I appreciate you even hanging out for as long as you did to try things out. This was actually great. But yeah, I'll try this. Yeah, and yeah, I don't. When I was asking for the texture, I definitely don't. I didn't expect you to magically whip it up. I know it does take some time, and that's completely fine. Schedule wise, we're doing great on these walls. So you know, I don't mind spending a little extra time just to get things, you know, figure things out. Let's go back to the regular hue. All right. That's getting there. Yeah, actually, that's getting there. Yeah. I like that, because it is doing a shadow, but it's not like, if I crank it, sure, but like if I don't crank it, it does give, it's less of a shadowy look and more of like a dark, just a darkened look that actually is working pretty good. Let me take away the rock wall just to get a. Yeah, there. I can't tell if that's. Let's see. If that's. Oh no, that's just the darkness of the light. Yeah, it's and you know what it is? I can tell. It's because if I'm looking at these two textures, you're using like a slightly different hue of green or saturation of green. Is that what it is? So it's just kind of. Shading it differently. Is that what's going on? I think at like a half, making it half looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Creating a stronger contrast that hardens the edges between the shade of green and the dark shadows of green. Okay. To help with a hand painted texture look. Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, no, this is definitely headed in a good direction here. I like this. Yeah, yeah, just like a little bit on there does the job. Yeah. Let's change the hue. Yeah. Lovely. Let's how do we get going with the other biomes? I might need to, some of these alternate ones I made, I actually needed to like go into Photoshop and change the texture just to get the very precise shade that I needed. But yeah, like some of these other, ooh, that looks cool right there. Actually, yeah, let's bring back these walls here. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And Sinistru will be really interesting to like try to get. Even maybe like an amber. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Or it looks like sap. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wonder if did like a green, but take the saturation out of it a little. And I think it needs the saturation. Yeah, no, that's cool. Then vial. That's cool. That looks rad. Oh yeah, get that molten lava look. See, I think the like cranking the brightness like this does have its places where it looks good. It's just all these different things that we can do to you know, make it look a certain way, and that's great. I love it. Have it like a charred ashy volcano. Oh, that's awesome actually, because it's like this has like a very volcanic type of look to it. Yeah, interesting, cool. Let's see. So what needs to happen is just needs to change in the base color to more hand painted. So we'll keep the secondary the same. Maybe possibly experiment with adjusted color version down the road. But we're working on a more hand-painted base color while I'm working on. Definitely let me know what the next biome is and we'll start planning. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So while you're experimenting on that, I could work on. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, thank you very much for hanging out and like seeing the different, you know, working through this with me. That definitely helps. I'm happy to do this kind of thing anytime. Yeah, I love it, by the way. Like you're killing it. I really love all the variations that we're able to create here, because it's very definitely giving me a lot of options for developing zones. And I mean, it just gives, it's like a, you know, very good bang for your buck when you're able to get like several different look and feels from, you know, just, I mean, like we're just these two models here, you know, we've had like countless different looks and feels of just by changing color and tweaking settings and all that. So yeah, very, very happy. You're killing it, man. These walls were like the bane of my existence for so long because it's one of the things I just cannot do. This is the soundtrack of the game too we've been listening to. We're almost done with it. Got about 40 minutes so far. It'll be close to an hour when we're done. That's just the preview. Ah, nice. All right, let's see. Trying to screenshot of what I saw. You made the barrier of the slime just at the base glow really bright, but just at the base. Okay, that was rim lighting. I can turn that on in a moment. You can do what I want. I can make an emissive texture, but only at the base. Like you were like you were seeing the problem. I also saw blew out everything else and made the whole area light up. If you want something like that, let me know. Not hard to make. I'm not sure if I understood. Okay, I gotta read that again. Maybe I'm not talking. Maybe you're not talking about the rim lighting. Just the emissive at the bottom. Yeah, because if I have just the. All right, let me turn this red again. Crank the brightness. So there's the rim lighting like this. I don't know if this is what you were talking about, and I can do like really interesting effects with that. It's just the emissive at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, like this corner, like these corners are. I think that's probably just the lighting is too strong on it. Like glowing down at the base. Yeah, so that was when I just had the brightness at what, like this is brightness at as natural as it is. When we were testing most of the time, I had the brightness like this because I feel like this is probably like a better like average case. I think the super bright is going to be cool in like very particular zones. But you know, for like I think there's value in both having it like a dark like this and a bright like that. And I think it really is just how the light is reflecting, because even when I have it really dark, it's like you could tell these two corners here are really lit. And so I'm not sure if that's just the lighting or if that's the emissive. Actually, emission is off right now too. So let me turn on the emission again. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Let's make it red. There. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. I'm with you now. Yep. Yeah, and that way when so okay, so now that I know what you're talking about, let me reread what you said. You made the barrier of the slime just really glow. If you would I only at the want something like that, let me know. Okay, yeah, no, it would be really cool to like have some intentional emissive layers, because it actually works very well with these oops, Let me turn out the lights. Yeah, so like the rock wall has the emissive layer on it too, and that gives like that dripping slime, where it's like it really pops, and I think that's cool. So like we can use that on other future walls too, where when it's a really dimly lit zone, we can have certain things, and in the game, the whole like the, you know, lore wise, blood is this thing that shines through. So we want to also keep that in mind a little bit. Where like this works perfect because like you could just, you know, that everything in the world has like this essence, this blood type essence, and it's in the ground here, and it's like glowing, right? And it's in the environment, it's in the creatures, and that's what gives everything its properties. It's like just the whole like concept I have going with the like the story. So like it does work. It work. You know, even this works because it's like everything is kind of like made of this, and that's why like the orbs, you know, when I turn the props back on, certain things are really like shiny and bright, you know, that's made of that essence. But yeah, everything looks super cool. I like how everything's going. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Yeah, thank you very much. And like I said, no rush. Yeah, I just to talk schedule real quick before I let you go. We pretty much have exactly 2 months until the demo, and I'm gonna be just crunching so hard until then. But the main thing I really wanted to get was 2 Klug walls and 2 Gorg walls, because those are the 2 biomes that are going to be in the demo. So like already I can tell like you made this one in a week, so we have plenty of time to get these right and perfect. And yeah, just for this there's plenty of time, which is great because I'm gonna be doing a billion other things in the meantime. But even if we get these walls done, I still have plenty of other things for you to work on. I'll also probably have some like custom, one of the things I was thinking for like the Gorg environment, there's like this one one area where I was thinking of having like you make like an arch or something, and I'll detail that on the other time. But definitely lots of work ahead nonetheless. But yeah, no rush on this. You know, just whenever you get to it, and I'll try it. And yeah, I think the art for the arch, it's gonna be like a we have like these see these claws? They're like these teeth / claws, whatever you want to think of them as. I was thinking of like 2 really large ones, like but I'll figure it out. I'll detail it and all. Yeah, slime coming down too. Yeah, anything like it, we could do a variety of them too. Yeah, cool, awesome. I really appreciate you hanging out and trying different things out. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Cool. Yeah, I stream I stream development. Like I'm planning on doing it a lot more, but like usually, you know, I'm trying to do it like a few times a week. So I don't know if you do Twitch or Kick or YouTube or anything like that, but yeah, you know, come stop by anytime you want. I'm gonna be pretty much making the demo on stream several times a week. Great, awesome. Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. We'll definitely be in contact. All right. Cool. All right, I need to clean up some of these textures that I've just been dragging in. See which ones I'm using and which ones I'm not. All right, we can delete these two. Delete that one. Cool. I think we can delete. Yeah, that one. Awesome. Okay. All right, what do we want to do today? What else do we want to do today? That was really good. I don't know if I'm probably not going to do too much more with that tonight. I'll probably check them in. Leave it for another night. Hello, Zelda. Hello. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Let's get some. Get dark out. I'm gonna maybe turn down the lights a little. Get a little moody in here. What do I want to do? Oh, that's. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I forgot that I gotta be up early tomorrow. Still gonna stream a little bit longer, but I do gotta be up early. Too early. Earlier than I've been up in a while. Alright, let's see. Oh, what do I want to do now? Ooh, my brain is like melted. We have work to do. All right. What do I want to do? Anything else with this? Let's see what we're looking like in plastic. Might try to do some stuff with the details. Okay, yeah, let's see. Let's just add this. I'm gonna say adding first revision of slime mound walls. Cool, beautiful. All right. Oh, I just checked them in as red. Oops. That's unfortunate. It's not though, because we're just gonna... Okay. Restore, oops. Restored storm slime mound color. Oh, did my stream go down before? I didn't even realize that. Yeah, it says I'm only going for 20 minutes on Twitch. Interesting. Okay, let's get back into it. It's strange how my stream went down. I didn't even realize it. Wonder what caused that. I am streaming on several I'm multi-streaming now, so I'm wondering how much that... Oh yeah, I was dropping a ton of times. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I gotta figure out what was going on with that. Did that happen on YouTube as well? No, it didn't. Did it happen on Kick? Nope, it didn't. Yeah, that was just Twitch. Interesting. I love the song. I can't wait for him to make the heavier version of it. Alright, what am I doing? What am I doing? let's figure out what we're gonna do with these. All right, so I think first of all, actually, I don't think I've brought these in yet to the project. We want to make sure we're working in the right on the right file here. So let's trying to remember where I even got that file from before I closed it. There we go. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna drag this in. Put back the original walls. Okay. All right, so we have a new category here. I'm just gonna call them details. Is that a good name for it? I don't know. They're just detritus. Detritus. All right, we got the detritus, the detritus props. Great word. Basically, just a word for stuff. Alright, and then I think we do... How do we do this? Make a folder for Clug. And a source folder. PSD. Alright, now we move this in. Okay, we're gonna do... These are probably gonna be spine. I think we should just do spine. Mario just delivered this song the other day. Love it. Okay, so next I think we can... Is this going to work? No. Why won't it work? Because we're not on the right tool. Alright. Oop. And... Oop. Okay, close enough. Alright, let's move everything up to here. Let's crop down. Oop. How do I... Canvas size. We'll do 750, 750. Okay. Grab that color and fill in the background. Okay, so next we actually no, you know what? I don't like that. I guess. And I think we could probably actually just reduce this to 500 by 500. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, we're gonna hide everything real quick. And what just happened? I'm gonna bring in our guidelines. There. So there's a reason I do these guidelines, and that's just so this will be the center point on the ground, and then we have this thing where we want to make sure that we center it because it's 2.5D, it's always kind of like tricking. It's always kind of like a trick where, you know, there's things that are sticking through the ground, and you know, how do you add depth to a 2D, 3D type environment? We have 2D textures in a 3D environment. Depth is really hard to achieve in a visual way. And you can't have it be too much in the texture, because then the texture starts to lerp with the ground. You can't have that. So we have these guidelines where things don't really ever go above 50 above 50 pixels or below 50 pixels from the center point. So that looks good. Let's do this one now. This one's a lot tougher. We might even need to... This one might need to be touched up because it goes way above the 50 line. Let's actually add the 100 line in here. Yeah, that's good. I'll just keep it there for now. Alright, this one is well within its means. That looks good. That looks good, as it is. And that also looks good. Alright, yeah, we're good on those. Fungi. Okay. That looks good. Center. All right. Now we have these weird looking things. Little flowers. So those can really just center. There's really no depth to the base of those. That's good there. This one is also a strange one. Guess I'll put it like that. Doesn't really matter that much. And then these guys are just little guys. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. That's it. All right, so we have all our assets here. Just save. And trying to think how I want to do this now. So I could have these as these be spine assets, which yeah, I'm gonna do it that way because then we can group them a little more. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna go to our Photoshop to spine script. We're not gonna ignore hidden layers, ignore background layers, sure. Trim white space. We're not gonna trim white space. Spine will do that for us. Write JSON file, yes. We don't need a template image and we don't need to do selection only. No padding, 100% scale. Okay, cool. And everything's good. So we're just gonna hit OK. In the meantime, we're going to open spine. You know what? Maybe we shouldn't have this be spine because these are full color assets. We're not going to be doing any variety to them. And so we could benefit a lot from hardware instancing on them. Well, either way, we still have Spine exported all of the images for us. So that's, or Photoshop did, that is, using the Spine plugin. Just gonna duplicate these real quick and just have a little working. Just gonna try some different things. What are we gonna try? I don't know yet. Okay. Wait, no, if we try to, let's see, what's a good one to start out with? Fungus. Oh, these need to be marked as sprites. Sprites, single, size of 512 per unit. Pixels, that is. Generate bitmap. Apply. And today has been a long day. Never stopped working. Okay, cool. All right, so there we are. Now let's add a, I think there's a face camera utility. Okay, so already we can tell it's like super bright versus everything else, and that's because, oh, you know what? Doesn't have a center point. And no, it does. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, now we need to figure out what kind of shader we want to put on this. So I'm just gonna go with a sprite one that I usually use. Now, as I said, we want to take advantage of hardware instancing if we can. I'm about to do something wild. We're about to make a lot of these. Actually, let's get this on a grid. Okay. I am kind of curious how we can make it so, you know, performance-wise, we're good to have a lot of these things on the screen. All right, cool. We're at many right now. Can we do many more? All right, that's a lot of flowers or fungis. That's many fun men. A lot of fun dudes. Let's create it empty. Make him here. I'm gonna put all these guys into a folder. Alright. And we're gonna disable it. We're gonna play. Okay, cool. All right, so right now let's just see what kind of FPS we're getting, which I have to turn on. Oh wait, duh, no I don't. We're getting 74 right now for editor mode. Now we're getting 110, 120. Okay. Let's just walk around a little bit. Yeah, we're in the 100 to 120 range right now. 130 as it gets dark. Okay. So now we're gonna turn on these flowers and see what happens. Boop. A lot of, or fungis, I mean. We're in the 110 range here. Let's go down here where it was a little lower. 190. Okay, so we are taking a hit of about like 10 to 20, but that's like 10 to 20%, so that's huge, right? But I mean, well, there's a lot of things on the screen, right? But I want to figure out if we can get that hardware instancing working on this. So, because theoretically it should only have to Should only be like if there's one, right? So let's go to shit. Let's do standard and see what happens. All right. I think that did it, because yeah, we're back to the 100 to 120. This, yes, and GPU instancing is on. Now I wonder if, because I'm using the spine shader right now, which I guess just doesn't have GPU instancing. I'll have to look into that. Let's see what happens when I do pixel-lit. Yeah, pixel-lit's definitely gonna take an impact. Now we're down to 80. So, not sure we can do that. Oh, also pixel-lit doesn't have my dual-sided lit feature on the shader, which is why these guys in front of this flower are just completely blackened out, shaded up. But it makes these going into darkness look really good. Okay. And granted, we have a lot of them in the scene right now. So when I say we're taking a 10-20% hit, I'm saying that when we have 600 of these things. It's very strange how this is. Oh, right, the GPU instancing won't work because of the lighting anyways. So never mind. Yeah. Okay, we're back to it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. All right, cool. So that's fine. We're just gonna go ahead with what we were originally thinking. Let's delete all of those and let's open up our spine project. We're gonna create a new project. So let's take a look at where we put those. In our detritus folder, where we put all the detritus, spine, clug decorations. That's another thing to call it too. No, I don't like it. That's just wrong. It's not decorations. It's detritus, okay? Where is it? Here we go. Wait, no. I'm gonna delete that. Forget it ever existed. Clog detritus. We export again with the right name. Okay, that worked. Alright, so let's bring this back in now. Log detritus, that's what I want to see. Actually, that can go away. Not new project. We're in the project already. Yep. Create new skeleton, delete this one. Oh, it's because we reopened it. All right, we're gonna have to do that again. We didn't set the center point. I hate that Photoshop forgets it every time. meows. Meow meows. I'll be right back. Okay. Ugh. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? We gotta import again. Alright, we lost the cats. They're gone. Alright, now they're centered properly. Okay. Yeah, how do we want to do this? Because we can either, so the question stands, do we, I don't think we're ever gonna, are we ever gonna mix between types? And I'm not sure that's the case. I'm trying to think how to properly do this in Spine. Because you could do it through skins, but skins would just have you basically doing it in a generic way that I'm not sure is going to work very well. Where we, you know, if we want to command specifically which one of these things are in view, then it would probably have to be an animation. And we would just, animation that basically just sets the visibility on the slot. And then we don't run it. We just disable the skeleton animation after that, and it just sits there static. That's probably what we'll do, and then we just create a bunch of different variations. Yeah, and we can create. I want to make this as lightweight as possible, but like I said, it depends if I don't know. I'm thinking. Gotta change the lighting in here to what I normally have. Let's see. The Alexa app is so annoying. Okay. Gonna do magenta. It barely changed. I'm gonna turn these lights down a little bit. Doesn't make a huge difference on the stream, I guess. Okay. Alright, focus. Focus again. Suppose we... Oh, you know what? I can't remember now if... Yeah, let's try. Animation. Okay, we'd have to actually turn the whole texture off, and I think that's fine. Yeah. So we'd have an animation where it's like, let's see, we'll call these the spikes. It's a folder, and then we're gonna create a new animation, and we're just gonna call it spike small. And in spike small, basically the same. I'm trying to think like how annoying it's gonna be to like do it this way. That's spike small. We're gonna duplicate this a couple times. We'll make a medium, and then we'll make a large, and we'll just pair those to the proper ones. I gotta save the project. Detritus, bug source, spine, plug detritus. All right. We'll do an export. We need to create a new folder called Unity, where we export all of our Unity assets. And let's make another animation. Oh, you know what? This is where, I'm curious if spike group 1. So in this we're gonna have all three of them. I don't think there's any way to key. We might need to add a bone to every single one of these just for the sake of being able to position them along the oh yeah, you know what I'm thinking? We might want to create a template square so we know where it's getting placed on the ground. Because basically 512, 256. Oh, okay, actually, we want to change this up a little bit. I'm gonna make the image size 5. Nope, the canvas size. Hello, Zelda. Meow. 512, and it's 1 unit. Okay. And then we want to, that's not what I meant. Now we want to basically create a square. But without any rounded corners. And with a stroke that's like, I don't know, 10 pixels? Why are you still rounded? Is it because I'm gonna delete this and start over again? There we go. Okay, cool. We're just gonna call this unit guide. Now we're gonna export again. Re-import. Cool. Oh wait, where's our guide? It didn't come in. Because it needs to be rasterized? That doesn't make sense. Try to do that again. There it is. All right, so this is our guideline that we can be within. And so, I don't think there's actually a way, right? Yeah, because this is just moving the root bone when I do that. That means we gotta make a bone for everything. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It is kind of lame. I don't know if I like the way I'm doing this, but whatever. Oops. Okay, so I just say new bone. Oh, nice. I'm gonna say new bone on each one of these things. Is there a shortcut for it? Normally, I just mock up the Photoshop PSD so that it says where bones are and everything, but I'm just brute forcing it. Cool. So then, when we select our group, we actually select the bone. We can say, you know, this one's there, and the large one's over here. And, you know, then we can duplicate and then have this one here off center a little, mediums like off edge here, and smalls like over here. And we'll do one more. Make the middle, that one, yeah. Cool, cool. I don't know why the bones got marked. They're all in the center. Oh, okay. Let's make it so we can move them without moving the images. Yeah. Mark them as at 0. Cool, cool. Awesome. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that the texture for unit guide is always off. Now we're gonna export again. So now we don't have to do any color configuration, which is normally something we have to do that's really annoying. Don't have to now. Let's just bring it in and see what happens. We're gonna specify a initial. We're gonna say a group 1. I'm gonna put it on the ground. All right, so it looks a little wonky right now just because it's got everything in there. It doesn't initialize to a certain animation. Gonna generate bitmap. We're gonna say that where's the alpha is transparent. It's RGB, I believe. There we go. There we go. And then for the shader, we're gonna say it's dual-sided lit. Fixed normal. No, I think on the fixed normals we do that here. Add normals. Add normals. There it is. Okay. Oh, okay, there it goes. And it did update to the right animation. So now, and this is where it's going to be really annoying. We don't know what layer is which. So, okay, so there's one. Okay, and so this is how we're gonna add depth to this here. And then we need to add the face camera so that it angles. And this way we can rotate it back and always face the camera. We're just gonna put the 30 degrees on that for now. Cool. Notice it looks very bright in the game view though. And I think that's a shader setting I'm forgetting. Oh, here it is. Yep. There it is. You might even do some color adjustment on it to darken it a little bit if it's a little too dark. That's always an option. So let's just start the game and see how it looks. Cool. It is a little too bright. That's fine. Basically comes down to what's the brightest it's ever gonna be. Should be a little brighter than that, actually. Where's the... Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Cool, I think it can be a little brighter than that. Yeah. Like there. Perfect. Oh, those look good. Yeah. Those look good. And I have the different configurations too. So I think this confirms I want to make separate spine objects out of each grouping, just because these layers are going to get a little bit out of control if I try to put everything in. Yeah, it's just going to be a little too much. I don't think we're going to mix and match too often. Yeah, I'm trying to think. You can also create very like particular animations that allow them to overlap with each other. That'll probably get really annoying to like. I mean, here's the other thing. Normally I just have like some sort of script that like figures out the animations or randomizes it. What we could do instead is have a prefab. Nah, I don't like that either, because then it's like, because the prefab would really just be what animation are we setting, and that's still something we can script, because like the more prefabs you have, the more things you need to instantiate. And we just want to pool these things and have them be whatever they need to be. Okay. Yeah, there is a way to do this in a unique, there's still a way to do what I'm saying with like the mixing and matching, but it's like harder to script and not something I'm probably going to do before the demo is done. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the time to put into it right now. But those look right there look great. Just as they are. I might end up actually thinking if at some point it's going to come to removing the fog on the ground again, just because it creates like such a contrast with the things that are on top of it. Too much. That's like just... I'm almost wondering if it's just tweaking the color or something too. I actually like the darkness. Yeah, it's like more shadowy that way. I kind of actually like it that way. Let's see what else we can do with this though. Yeah, I don't want to like keep these changes, but okay, so here's the movement. If I just zero these out. Yeah, it might come to a point where we don't have the moving fog anymore, just because it like kind of creates this disparity between the props on the ground and the ground, where it's like it's like smoke, but it's going underneath the objects, and it's like creating like this break in the illusion. Now, where we can still have it is the ground, because usually we don't put anything on the flat ground, and we just don't have it on the grass. But at the same time though, that can also be strange where, all right, so we have things moving again, and we have it back to the fog. Wow, now having this back again now looks weird. I actually do like it the way that I just had it a moment ago. I mean, this looks cool too, but let's actually try, I'm gonna duplicate this and call this one static. And for this one, I'm going to have it not move at all. And as you can see, the ground has it too. It's like kind of purplish, and it moves. It's the same. It moves with the grass one, so that looks fine. Now I'm wondering if it's just gonna look weird without it, but honestly, the ground one you can barely see. I think it's just that this slime one is way too strong. So what we're gonna do is we're going to say grass. We're gonna the grass details will have the static one. Yeah. Okay. And then I actually like how we just made it black. Oh yeah, that actually works. Where the grass doesn't have the moving, but the ground does. I almost want to make the ground a little stronger, because there we go. Yeah. So even when it's like a little stronger like that, it works pretty well. Though it does kind of, it almost like emphasizes the flatness of the slime here though. But at the same time, I don't know, it's probably not something I should think too deeply into until I get the until I get the new tile maps from my artist for the ground, because all this right here is just grayscale dynamically colored, and soon it's going to be full color and have a little bit more depth to it. But yeah, I actually like this type of look over what it normally is, so that'll be something to consider. Okay, anyways, it is 10 o'clock. I have been going for 2.5 hours, I think, and I need to wake up super early, unfortunately, so I think it's actually my bedtime now. What do you say, Zelda? Is it bedtime? It's bedtime, Zelda. She's like, it's food time, it's pet me time, it's attention time, rub the butt. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, people. It's been real. As I said before, I'll be streaming more often, so this is my second time this week, and I plan to keep going as often as I can at evenings. Is what my plan is going to be. I'm basically just grinding away for this demo.